According to the New York Fed, total U.S. household debt hit a record $18.2 trillion in the first quarter of 2025. That's up $167 billion in just 3 months, and up more than $2.5 trillion since 2020. When you break it down, that's $151,252 per household, which is a 63% increase from 5 years ago. From mortgages and auto loans to credit cards and student debt, Americans are carrying heavier financial loads than ever before. And with rising interest rates and inflation, the average person now spends over 11% of their income on debt payments. This reflects things like an average new car payment of $745 or the average used car payment of $521. So let's lay out some of the total debt numbers as of the first quarter of 2025. The total home equity revolving debt is $402 billion. Credit card debt stands at $1.182 trillion. Auto loan debt is at $1.642 trillion, while student loan debt is slightly behind at $1.631 trillion. And total mortgage debt is $12.804 trillion. Guys, my goal of this video is to dive into the debt profiles of each generation, from Gen Z all the way through to the silent generation. The statistics that I'm about to share with you will hopefully open your eyes to the financial realities that are facing different age groups. With years of high inflation and with rising interest rates, let's see what that means for you and for your wealth. And later in this video, we'll see which generation has the highest levels of debt in things like credit cards, car loans, student loans, and more. Some of these numbers may surprise you. Hi, I'm Greg Hardy and welcome back to the channel, and I really appreciate you being here. On this channel, we talk about all things personal finance, investing, and building a financially secure future. If you're serious about taking control of your finances, learning something new every week, make sure to like this video and to subscribe. One click helps grow this community and gets this knowledge out to other families who need it. Thank you. Age group, Gen Z. Total debt, $770 billion. Gen Z is just getting started financially, but already facing major challenges. As more young adults enter the workforce and begin borrowing, their total debt has surged from $590 billion in 2023 to $770 billion in 2024, a jump of nearly 31%. This marks the largest year-over-year increase of any generation. So if you're part of Gen Z, you're likely feeling the weight of student loans, car payments, and credit card balances. Combine that with high inflation, rising rent, and a tough housing market, it's easy to see why managing money feels pretty overwhelming. And despite these obstacles, many in your generation are working hard to build better financial habits and take control of their future. Age group, Millennials. Total debt, $5.23 trillion. Millennials also saw an increase, with total debt growing by 5.3% to reach $5.23 trillion. This generation faces a dual-edged burden: significant mortgage obligations coupled with substantial non-mortgage debt. And according to Experian data, millennials carry around $6,932 in credit card debt on average, more than double the total held by Gen Z, but still trailing Gen X's. In addition, the average millennial mortgage balance clocks in around $312,000, while total non-mortgage obligations include things like auto loans, student loans, and personal loans, averages out to about $29,700. Student debt remains a stubborn financial hurdle, with over 39% of student loan borrowers being millennials, with an average student debt balance of $40,438. This debt profile reflects millennials in their prime earning years, facing elevated housing costs, maybe delayed career moves, and balancing big ticket expenses. According to the Federal Reserve research, while their student loan debt is shrinking modestly, credit card and mortgage balances continue to mount. Despite the weight of these obligations, millennials remain active in the housing market, with homeownership rates lower than previous generations at the same age, but most, nevertheless, carrying a mortgage. Age group, Gen X. Total debt, $6.5 trillion. Gen X still carries the most total debt of any generation, climbing slightly from $6.42 trillion to $6.51 trillion. Despite being smaller in size than both millennials and baby boomers, Gen X leads the pack, as many in this sandwich generation juggle the rising costs of middle age while supporting both children and their aging parents. They also top nearly every major debt category. The average credit card balance for Gen X is approximately $9,557, noticeably higher than that of millennials or boomers. Their mortgage debt averages $277,153, and their non-mortgage debt, which includes auto loans, student loans, and personal loans, totals around $32,190. On top of that, Gen X holds the highest average student loan balance at $44,240, more than any other generation. Much of this is explained by their life stage. managing growing families, upsizing or renovating homes, supporting elderly parents, and still paying off student loans. While many are in their peak earning years, this heavy debt burden leaves them financially stretched and increasingly vulnerable as they approach retirement. Age group, baby boomers. Total debt, $4.5 trillion. Their average mortgage balance, though less than younger generations, remains substantial. Meanwhile, average credit card balances hover around $6,754, and non-mortgage debts are smaller but still notable. While fewer boomers carry student loans, those who do average a debt of around $41,877. Debt among boomers has actually declined in recent years, with total balances falling as many downsize, pay off mortgages, or move into retirement. Their financial strategy now often turns towards travel, healthcare costs, and enjoying retirement supported by pensions, savings, and home equity. Age group, silent generation. Total debt, $530 billion. The silent generation has significantly reduced debt levels, dropping from $570 billion to $530 billion, which is a 6.8% decrease year over year. Much of their remaining obligations stem from mortgages held by older retirees, sometimes via reverse mortgages, and rising healthcare costs financed through loans or credit lines. Despite their nationwide reputation for cautious financial behavior and high credit scores, which average around 760, many in this generation still carry debt into their 80s, reflecting persistent costs even in advanced age. In short, these trends reflect more than just spending. They show how debt typically rises in early and middle adulthood and then declines with age. To recap, the age group with the highest total debt is Gen X at $6.5 trillion. But let's break that down a little further. The age group with the highest average credit card debt is Gen X at $9,557. The age group with the highest average auto loan debt is Gen X at $27,602. The age group with the highest average mortgage debt is Millennials at $312,014. The age group with the highest average student loan debt is Gen X at $44,240. And the age group with the highest average debt is Gen X at $157,556. When my wife and I committed to becoming debt-free, we followed a plan that gave us structure, focus, and real results. It's called the Baby Steps, created by Dave Ramsey, and it changed how we managed our money forever. If you're looking for a proven path out of debt, here's where to start. Step 1. Set aside $1,000 as a starter emergency fund. This keeps small surprises from derailing your progress. Step number 2. Tackle all non-mortgage debt using the debt snowball method, where you pay off your smallest balances first and then build momentum. Step number 3. Build a fully stocked emergency fund with 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. Step number 4, start investing 15% of your income towards retirement. Step number 5, begin saving for your kids' college if that's part of your goals. Step number 6, pay off your mortgage early and free yourself from the biggest monthly payment that most people carry. And step number 7 is to build long-term wealth and practice radical generosity. Each step builds on the last and helps create a lifestyle where you control your money instead of your money controlling you. Now, when it comes to actually paying off debt, there are 2 main approaches that people use: the debt snowball and the debt avalanche. The debt snowball helps you build confidence fast by knocking out the smallest debts first. The debt avalanche, on the other hand, focuses on high-interest debts, helping you save more money in the long run. Both of these methods are effective. You just need to choose the one that fits your personality and your financial situation. I've gone deeper into both strategies in other videos, which I have linked in the description, that I encourage you to watch. When you're buried in debt that earns interest faster than you can pay it off, it can feel like you're running on a treadmill, working hard but getting nowhere. If you're only making the minimum payments, your balance can grow instead of shrink, trapping you in a relentless cycle. This isn't just bad luck, it's a financial pattern called a debt spiral, and it often starts when borrowing becomes a habit instead of a tool. When loans and credit cards become your go-to way to cover everyday expenses, debt piles up fast, and soon it's more than you can handle. To escape this trap, shift your strategy. Instead of relying on borrowed money, use cash from your checking account, even if it means waiting longer to make a purchase. This shift might feel slow, but it puts you back in control and helps prevent your debt from ballooning further while you work to pay it down. But getting out of debt isn't just about saying no to new loans, it's about building a stronger foundation. You can grow your savings while tackling debt with smart, steady steps. Start by creating a simple, realistic budget. Every stage of life brings new financial pressures and opportunities. What worked in your 20s may not fit in your 40s. That's why your financial strategies must evolve with you. No matter your age or situation, being proactive now can lead to lasting peace of mind and long-term financial security. It doesn't matter if you're Gen Z just starting out or Gen X feeling squeezed. What matters is that you take the first step. The earlier you act, the stronger your future becomes. If this video gave you a better understanding of where you stand financially, or if it reminded you that you're not alone, please share it with someone who needs it. And if you're ready to take control of your money, check out this next video here and hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.